Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the show that's on in the afternoon. We got a great show ahead of us today.
One of our favorite people of all time is in studio. I'm totally excited.
County Commissioner. That's new to say. County Commissioner.
Isn't that, there's a ring to it.
Clay Murphy.
That's crazy.
Joining us in studio. We'll talk to him in just a couple of minutes. I'm curious to see, like what the things he didn't expect
what's it like?
were getting into that. Because you see it from the outside.
I feel like we can't ask those kind of questions to just anybody, so that's why Clay is here to clear it all up.
There you go.
What's it like to
There
be
you go.
Clay? Fancy
Clear it up.
So looking forward to talking to him, talking about county matters. And, we'll get into your funnies, we'll get into your horoscopes, your events, all that good stuff, as we usually do. It's your day, Davey.
I know, dang it.
And we'll get into it as soon as we tell you about our friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln. Since 1949, they have been more than just a dealership. They are a family-owned beacon of trust right here in St. Augustine. They were founded on the principles of honesty, integrity, and community service. And that Bozard family tradition continues to thrive through generations. They've got their state-of-the-art service facility with 91 climate-controlled service bays in there, a quick lane for no appointment-needed maintenance, plus you can enjoy the comforts of their customer lounge and the unique flavors of Ford's Garage while you're out there. Bozard Ford Lincoln, they offer the best in pricing, selection, and service just off I-95 and State Road 16, where your satisfaction is their mission and they are driven to inspire. Also, our friends at the Bailey Group, over 300 companies and organizations trust the Bailey Group to carefully craft a benefits program that supports and reflects their vision. No matter where you want to go, they're going to help you get there together. Their first priority is helping you take care of yourself and your family. They want to learn more about your personal situation, identify your dreams and goals, understand your risk tolerance, all very important to build the perfect plan for you. Long-term relationships that encourage open and honest communication have always been the cornerstone of their foundation of success. Give them a call today, 904-461-1800. All right, Clay Murphy joining us in studio today. Commissioner Clay Murphy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome back, sir. How are you, man?
Man, it's great to be back. It's great to be back as commissioner. When you're elected commissioner, you get an extra 50 points in your IQ.
That's not true. I heard it goes down, actually.
I'm still waiting for that. They promised it's coming any day now. I'm going to get that IQ jump. So
there you go.
But in your wildest dreams, looking back at your career, did you ever think that you would be a county commissioner?
Well, it's funny that you should say that because I really do. That was led. It had been put on my heart, probably 40 years ago that I would end up in public service.
Really?
It's either because I'm full of crap or
not.
Because, I really have a heart for service. So I've been in service, either public or private, almost my whole life since I was 16 years old. And so, I'm not, it was a lot more difficult road to get here than I ever thought. Just like a lot of people, when you're younger, you make stupid mistakes and you think that it's completely, ruined your life and that you'll never recover from it.
Yeah.
And then you realize that, we're all going through and we all make goofy mistakes and people forgive you and they love you. And so, here it is. I'm 64 years old, just a brand new commissioner. And it's the surprise, I think, is it's how intellectually stimulating the job is.
Really?
I say that because the staff at the county is amazing. I know we talked about that before we went on camera.
Mm-hmm.
What a great staff we have, but they keep things moving. But I was thinking, very, very naively that when you're a county commissioner, you're now the king or the queen of the county, and that you can wave a magic wand and move mountains. Of course, there's a process for moving mountains, and there are no magic wands. I haven't found a magic wand yet, but I'm shocked at the diversity of issues the county's facing, and that it's important to. There are a lot of different things important to a lot of people, and it's important that we take everybody into consideration in the decisions that are made, and gathering that information for me has been super. Intellectually stimulating. It's really, really got my juices flowing again. I say that because, personally, I've been a, 5 to 10 year guy. 5 years, working the road, 5 years riding motors, 5 years flying planes, 5 years, then transitioning into the barbecue world with Sonny's and 5 years to become a pit master and to be to win on the circuit on the FBA circuit. And now it's kind of like this is my next challenge in life, and it's exactly what I expected. People calling and saying, I need help. I don't know where to turn. I don't know, I'll give you an example. My daughter's, lost the place where they have their Girl Scout meetings. Can you help me find a place to meet, for the Girl Scouts to meet?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, just things, things like that you would look at and go, that's really not a big county issue, but it's important to people. And that's why I ran, is to answer the phone and answer the emails and to try to help when I can, even if it's just a location for a Girl Scout meeting. So I hate to say this because my wife looks at me crazy when I say this, but I'm having a blast, and this ride has been a lot of fun. The campaign was that's
like a whole different animal.
It's a whole different animal. But once you get through the campaign and you push forward into this, and they swear you in, and you get busy doing the job, it's worthwhile. My eyes have been opened about a lot of things. We do have an amazing staff, the county, all over the county. And one of the things that I want to give kudos to is, there's 2 new commissioners now. So the board makeup is changed.
Yeah.
There's a huge emphasis on the budget. There's a huge emphasis on trying to find a way to roll back our taxes. And the reality of that is we might not get to a full rollback, but everybody in the county, every department that I've gone to, that we've had these meetings with, is already looking at ways to trim the budget, to find fat, and to cut it out of the budgets before we even get in there. And which was I was very grateful for. Every department. You go to the public works, you go to facilities, you go to road and bridge, and they're talking about ways to be more efficient and to trim the budgets and to do the things that they know the new board is going to want to do, which is we got to get to a place to where we can give the taxpayers a little bit of relief.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People are screaming about how much their taxes went up this year, and so am I. But we voted in that tax increase. That tax increase was voted in. We voted it in and gave it to the school board, which is it's necessary, but necessary. It's going to help the school board out, but it put us now on the infrastructure side kind of behind the 8 ball. How do we go out and find the $500 million we need to fix the roads? Which is
they're not cheap. They're so we report on all the time.
And they're just getting more expensive by the year.
It's there's a lot of hope that one of the first things you learn in business is that petroleum prices drive every price.
Right.
Everything is tied around a barrel of oil. And as over the last 4 years, as our energy costs have doubled, inflation went nuts, and everybody's scratching their head. Why is inflation going up? Well, it's going up because now to go to the gas pump, instead of paying $60 for a tank, you're paying $120 for a tank.
Right.
That affects everybody. That's not just me going to work. That's the delivery drivers, the manufacturers. Everybody had to go up. So I'm hoping that
the manufacturers and the delivery drivers, they're not just going to say, "Oh well, gas prices went up. Our prices are going to stay the same."
No.
They don't pay extra. They compensate for that. They raise the price of that food that's on that truck.
Everything is transferred to the consumer. Yeah. The consumer pays for everything, and so trying to find a way to. I'm hoping that with this new administration, with Trump being in office, is that we can get back to the, $1.50 a gallon, $1.25 a gallon.
Because that takes a huge burden off of everybody's life.
Oh,
it really does. Because the prices of everything drop when gas is
I really
that
feel
low.
that if we can get the inflation turned around with pricing, and that we can see the interest rates come back, that we can give some relief to the taxpayers, which is our desire. I'm learning it's not just as easy as waving a magic wand and say, make it so number 2. or number one, or whatever the Star Trek analogy is.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I wasn't a Star Trek or a Star Wars guy. Sorry, I can't help you.
But there's a lot of people that are working really hard in this county to be more efficient and to be a good customer service base. Because that's really what we are. We're all customer service people here in the county. So
we obviously have a lot of growth going on in St. Johns County. I mean, that's not news to anybody, right? Those of us who have lived here for much of our lives know that 15 years ago, this was a much different place.
Yeah, 30 years ago was a much different place.
30 years ago, it was a very much different place. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So you talked a lot about responsible growth management while you were running. What does that look like? And how are you seeing that we may be able to implement that now that you're getting used to how everything works in there?
So, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that the comprehensive land plan and the land use plan, those are things that we have to completely redo. Mm-hmm. I say that because, I was talking with a friend of mine and we were talking about new developments and where we would develop in the county and where we would grow. And, my first instinct is, no, we don't want to grow at all. But the challenge of that, of course, is that we have to have some growth.
Yeah.
I've lived in a town, you guys might have grown up in a town to where a town was dying.
Yeah.
And if you go backwards, it's a horrible, painful thing to see your town. I mean,
we went through that with Hastings.
Palatka went through that for, several decades. Palatka was on the decline. We really don't want to do that. But the question now is, how do we go forward with a responsible growth that keeps us healthy without completely destroying the reason why everybody wanted to come move here in the first place. And so that's probably the biggest challenge. What we need to do is we need to figure out where we can grow. But probably the biggest challenge we have is attainable housing. People need to be able to, we create the problems that we try to solve by creating the problems that we're trying to solve. It's an ugly hamster wheel. The prices go up because of availability of homes. So people who are doing the jobs like me and, working in a restaurant or whatever, you can't afford a $500,000 house. So you have to go to Flagler County or Flagler States or Palatka or Clay County to live.
And that also translates into rent,
It also translates into now there's a traffic issue because people are having to we're actually crowding the streets in an attempt to uncrowd the streets.
Right.
So it's ugly. So, the challenge for us is to look at, I get a lot of conversations about a housing authority. As a conservative, I'm very hesitant to add another layer of government. But, I'm not opposed to learning and maybe changing my mind about certain things because if we can do it in a way that is not tied to another layer of government bureaucracy, then it's important for us to really get busy on stuff like infill. There's opportunities for us to take the land that people are. We've been around for a long time. Houses don't stand for 100 years like they used to. Now they're 60, 70 years. It's time to tear this old house down and get a new one. But infilling, cottage homes. There's so many things that can be tied to new development when it comes to attainable housing that we really need to look at it. We really need to take a look at it, and we shouldn't have to reinvent the wheel because there's good people, good communities that are already doing this, and we just need to go find something that works for St. Johns County and implement it. So, and
I think we will become a dying place if we don't take that seriously.
Yeah,
if we really price out the heart and soul and the working people of this county, we got nothing left.
Yeah.
When people can't afford hospitality, we say it all the time. It, you're in the restaurant business. It is the heart and soul of St. Johns County. It brings in a lot of money. It's not everything, but boy, it's most of the jobs. It's the majority of the jobs. And those folks can't, I don't know how they can afford to live here, man. I spent a lot of my days in the restaurant.
It's ridiculous. People are sleeping on floors.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Well, the question always comes up with, there's a balance to be had between, good, clean energy, high paying jobs but you have to invite people into the county to build commercial spaces that give those kind of jobs. And people are really hesitant to want to invite somebody to come in and build a factory.
So one of the things I see though is
Mhm.
like you guys are saying like 30% or 40% of these developments need to go to affordable housing.
Yeah.
So what is the definition of affordable, really, truly, in this market this day and age?
Well, there's a huge controversy about verbiage right now. It's affordable, attainable
Right.
workforce.
Yeah.
I want people to be able to attain a house. You know, I've been out. The most I ever made as a trooper was $60,000 a year. And that was after 26 years and a promotion, two promotions. I made $60,000 a year. I thought that was, I was rich.
Yeah.
I had $60,000 a year. But most people today, even today, don't make $60,000 a year.
Right.
Now, I realized that when I started out, I made $12,000 a year. So I understand that there's a scale, and with inflation and time going on, that things are different. But most people can't afford, a $500,000 house. So, the question is for us is how much responsibility for the government is it for the government to step in and try to find a way to make housing attainable for people who are not making enough money to afford a $500,000 house.
Mhm.
And there's a balance there, and I haven't found the balance yet. But I'm immersed in the problem. I'm eating information at a rapid pace to try to find ways to make smart decisions on this board about the future of St. Johns County. I have a big heart for the farming community and the challenges that the farmers face. I mean, they face challenges already, just
With weather.
Yeah, just
with
that
weather,
alone.
the federal government and the inspections, the state government with inspections, the county government with inspections. There's, the neighbors that live around them, they love living next to a farm until they realize sometimes the farm doesn't smell very good.
Well, you heard all
And
about that.
so
too. Yeah.
they want to complain, you need to make the farm smell good. And it's like, all the challenges that farmers have, not just the weather or the things that we do that, but with all the other things that go around with them. And yet, how important is a farm? I know it's a stupid question to ask,
It's such a pulse to our community, especially.
but
Hastings
some
and
people
Elkton.
really don't get the fact that, you don't get your food from Publix. They
Yeah.
actually have to grow
Right.
it.
Right.
They don't make it in the
but
back.
a lot
yeah.
of people don't put that together.
Right.
Why do we have to have this stinky farm over here? Well, if you want to eat,
Mm.
and not only that, but think about how important it's going to be in 5, 10, 15 years to have ag land in St. Johns County. It's important. It's not just a way of life. It is a way of life.
Well, we saw how important it was during COVID. We saw how important it was a few years ago, man.
Yeah, it's
When food
and-
was harder to get, and
we forget.
yeah,
We
Yeah.
forget. So
people were able to go out to county line and get some fresh produce and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, farm to table
Yeah.
restaurants. To me, that would be a dream of mine one day to have a good local restaurant that's farm to table. We're in the franchise world now, so I can't do it, but it's exciting. And then development, solar panels. One of the things I discovered in one of the last conferences is that there's a state law in the book that if a power company comes in and buys a piece of farmland, that they don't have to go to zoning to put solar panels on it.
Really?
It's a state law. They can just buy the ag property and put solar panels on it without asking anybody's permission
I didn't know that.
because it's a state. I didn't know it either.
Wow.
So that's what I mean. I'm literally absorbing information that is at a much rapid pace that my brain could probably handle. But those are concerns for me because where are we going to be in 5, 10 years? Okay, we got power, but we don't have any food.
Mm-hmm.
So protecting our farmlands, protecting our rivers.
Clay, we keep hearing this buzzword agrihood with new developments, and apparently it's a trend in the United States. What's your view on that? It's apparently taking these developments and kind of making it an agricultural moment and also kind of supporting the surrounding farmland around there. They're trying to develop something that would make it more cognizant for people that live there. What's your thought on that?
Well, if it's truly an agrihood, then I applaud people that are thinking out of the box, that are trying to figure out a ways to maintain some of the histories and some of the things that we have while providing homes.
And that seems to be the big question: is this a gimmick? Is it a
it
true
a-
ag
yeah.
road, or is it a gimmick to get
does it really
something
work?
built?
And I really don't have the answer to that.
Yeah, I have two major developers in my life, and both of them are on the fence about it. Just one loves it, and one doesn't. And so it's just like, I didn't know, like, what you guys are, have you had any discussion about it? I know there was one that was maybe tabled back in August that, you know, was when I think 3,300 homes or something.
Yeah, it was, I think it was that Robinson wanting to do
exactly.
that Robinson property. Yeah, that was an interesting concept that came up and was voted on before I got elected. But we have a new one, Water Lilies, coming up before the PZA. I think it's this week. Is it this week?
Yeah,
okay.
I believe it is.
And my emails have completely blown up about this new Water Lily out at 13 and 214.
What are you hearing? What are people saying?
Oh, people are mad. They're mad.
Really?
They're up in arms. They don't want it. But you know, you can't just make I don't want it argument. You need to come in and I actually answered somebody on social media this morning because they were asking, what can we do? And I'm like, well, I can't give them a game plan to defeat something. That's not my job. I think it would be, I think it's illegal for me to do that. But I said, look, you know, your opinion matters. So gather the facts, you know, figure out what effects it would have on the community. Is it compatible? Is there a concurrency issue? Is there, you know, are we going to have traffic issues? Do we have utilities, you know, and make a sound argument before the, you know, PZA first and then the Board of County Commissioners when you get your 3 minutes, whether you're for or against something. It's important. The people and informed people have to be taken seriously, and government has to listen to them. And you know, that was part of my promise on the campaign trail, is that I will listen to what people have to say as long as they're informed. I mean, an emotional knee-jerk response to the fact that we just don't want anybody to come here doesn't fly, because you know, 5 years ago nobody knew that half the country would want to move to St. Johns County. So we're kind of sifting through that.
And you guys have to have legal standing to make your decisions.
We have to have a legal
You can't
standing.
make a decision on emotion.
Yeah, I can't, and that was, you know, one of the things that I learned. You know, I'm now sitting on the dais and having to make these decisions that I criticized others for doing, and it's been a humbling awakening for me to realize that there was a lot more to consider than I ever imagined, and which is why I'm almost obsessively. You ask my wife, poor thing. Gathering information about the projects that are going on in the county so that I can make an informed decision. It's not just the county. I mean, it's the region. The North Florida TPO, the Transportation and Planning Organization for Northeast Florida. I'm now on the board. The Regional Council, I'm on the board. Those are people that are making decisions regionally that affect us, and that I need to have an informed. I need to be informed. I need to walk in there knowing what I'm talking about. And right now, it's a steep learning curve.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no curve in it at all. Just a straight line.
Exactly. Yeah. That's easy.
But how does your experience in business help you tackle these problems, help you adapt? I have to imagine that does help you in this learning process of adapting and problem solving, right?
It really does. One of the things that I have to look at now is ROI. You know, what is the return on our investment? The county doesn't need to be in a business that isn't profit, and maybe profitable is not a good word. It's not good for the county. You know, where there's questions about work off village, about, you know, where that's going to go and how that's going to play out, and
a lot of movement up there.
Yeah, we don't need to be. Well, how do I say this politically? I would be disinclined to want to get into a renter kind of position that we rent things out. I don't think it's the county's business to be a landlord for businesses. I know that in some cases it's necessary, but there are questions that we have to answer at World Golf. It's not just about the World Golf Center and the hotel and the businesses there. It's about this explosion of traffic, of commercial space right across the street from this residential area. It's exploded. You know, how do we solve that traffic problem on IGP and 16 and 16A and Passetti Road and 210, and there's so many areas of the county that need desperate help.
Don't you think that should have been tackled before any of these big box stores moved in and all that? Or was that just, they already had the agreement and they just ran with it?
I don't think anybody 25 years ago thought that particular area. I'll just be honest with you. 25 years ago, we were approached to put a Sonny's at that exit. And had we done that, we'd have starved to death a long time ago. That was a very, very slow developing area. It developed super slow. I think where the World Golf, the people at World Golf and the hotels realized really quick that access to that area was going to be the knife in their heart, and it turned out to be. It was, you can't get in and get out, and especially now with all the traffic going across the street.
Yeah.
So, those to go forward, we've got to find some kind of portability issue to where we can get people in and get people out. 20, 25 years ago, when they used to have fireworks out there,
Right.
it was usually the weekend before the 4th. We would get a hotel room and stay and then sit up on the balcony and watch the lines of car go out for hours trying to get out after it was over with.
Yeah.
So, and that was 25 years ago. But I don't think, I think World Golf Village was a fuse that was lit 25 years ago, and it's just now got to the charge.
Gotcha.
And so it's just, and we're all looking like, holy cow.
Right.
But that's another issue that we have to tackle. There's so many, and I could go on and on and on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A1A in Ponte Vedra, 210, 13. How do we protect State Road 13 coming down the river, that beautiful road? How do we protect that with the growth that's happening? We have to find ways to do that. We have a great group that is working on the historic highway out there that are bringing the spotlight how important it is to save that. State Road 23 coming in from Clay County, the new bypass. 2209. What happens to 2209 now that the Robinson property got turned down? Is there an alternative location to put it? How will that affect other people? Do we have the ability to save where 2209 was originally planned to go? There's so many questions. There's so many things. Flagler Estates. I have a heart for Hastings and Flagler Estates, but how do we solve the flooding issue? I mean, if you guys saw the pictures and the videotape of Flagler Estates, every time we have a big storm like that comes, the whole area floods. How do we fix that? And it's Corps of Engineers, FDEP, the Environmental Protection. There's so many different entities that you have to go through to get them all in the same room and say, we need to solve this. How do we solve this? And then who pays for it? Summerhaven is probably one of the biggest issues in my district that I'm dealing with is, how do we save those houses down there? Is it viable to try to save the houses?
Yeah.
The Summerhaven River, what are we going to do to restore viability to the river? Is that the direction we need to go? Bear Terre Island, they're literally being eroded, their docks, and then soon their homes are going to be eroded because of the flow in and out of the inlet. So, how do we solve that? Whose responsibility is it on these waterways? Who's going to pay for it? Where does we already need $500 million for road. So, how are we going to find another $200 million to fix, that small area over there? And so there's, the challenges can be overwhelming if you don't understand that you have to eat the elephant one bite at a time. So
True story.
Well, I don't envy your position at all.
God
it's not a
bless,
job that I would want, but I got to tell you, a lot of people are very happy that you are in the job, that you are in that seat right now.
Well, thank you. I'm literally having it's exactly what I thought it was. I hope I can rise to the challenge. My dream one day is that when I leave public service, is that people would call me a Paul Waldron commissioner. That I was that caliber of commissioner. So so that's
Absolutely.
my hope.
So it's a big title to live up to, but you can do it.
Well,
You can do it.
You're doing
You got to work at it.
We'll see.
Clay, Commissioner Murphy.
Love
very glad to have you
Please
in
don't
studio
forget
here
that.
today. Yes.
Look, I answer all my emails Clay.
Yeah.
Because I'm always just going to be Clay. So just call me Clay.
Well, we appreciate you coming in, spending some time with us.
100%.
We got to catch up with you more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to. Thanks, guys.
Sounds good.
100%.
Commissioner Clay Murphy in studio with us today. Glad we got to finally talk to him as Commissioner Clay Murphy.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And all the different facets that they have to deal with.
There's
right?
a lot to do. There's so much to do. It's not a job that I want.
Not for the faint of heart.
But hey, man, Clay can handle it.
Yes, sir.
Can. And you can handle a ride on the Old Town Trolley.
All right.
It's a great ride through downtown St. Augustine, where they'll share over 500 years of St. Augustine's history, culture, and old world charm while you experience unforgettable views on their open-air trolleys. You're going to enjoy the city's European flavor, the brick-lined streets, and the sights, such as the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, Henry Flagler's former Ponce de Leon Hotel, and more. It's a 90-minute tour, 22 stops, more than 100 points of interest, and you can use your ticket all day for on and off reboarding. Trolley ticket includes free admission to the St. Augustine History Museum, free shuttle service to many area hotels, and also free access to the St. Augustine Beach Bus Shuttle service. Check them out. They're Old Town Trolley. They're the green trains. We love them.
And we love our hometown heroes over at Steve Chapman's All-American Air. For over 45 years, they've been serving St. Augustine and St. Johns County. They take great pride in providing quality service and installations, in turn, gaining a customer for life. All-American Air can match any price, but no one can match their quality and their service. Our friends at Steve Chapman's All-American Air will take exceptional care of your home unit. When was the last time somebody came over and gave you a good inspection? Make sure everything's running efficiently. Give them a call today. Get on one of those maintenance plans. I just re-upped yesterday, 904-461-0070.
And, of course, Bin 39, you need to re-up on a glass of wine. And you can do that down at Bin 39. They got over 95 for you to choose from. And if you like what you're drinking on, you can always take a bottle home. If you got a special occasion coming up, you're not sure what to bring, you got to consult with our friends at Bin 39. They will help you. They will make you the hit of the party. They're open daily from 8 to 8. They're at 4 St. George Street. Great time when it warms up a little bit to go sit in their courtyard and enjoy that out there. But
they've got outdoor heaters. Yeah, they're great.
Do they have outdoor heaters? There you go. They got outdoor heaters, so you're fine. Go down there and enjoy it.
So fun.
904-827-5740 if you want to give them a call. We're going to give the stars a call right now.
Ooh, great.
Scorpio and Sagittarius are on deck. Don't worry, Davey. These don't make any sense anymore anyway. So, here we go. We'll start with Scorpio. Scorpio, master of mystery. Today, you'll be as enigmatic as an open book about dust collection.
Oh, great. That sounds like I'm boring.
It's just better than some of your past ones.
That's true. That's true.
You'll unleash your heartfelt truths, but only manage to scare off acquaintances with your unsolicited intensity.
Mm-hmm.
The stormy depths of your emotions resemble the weather report for perpetual drizzle. Drab and bad.
It's like Hopeless in Seattle or something.
Passion is fantastic until you use it all to argue over something as life-defining as the last slice of cold pizza.
Well, I mean, that's something to argue over. I'm not going to lie.
not cold.
If it's from
Augie's, yeah.
Delicious.
In moments of reflection, remember, mirrors show who you are, not precisely how fabulous you imagine. Cry in the shower, it'll hide the tears.
You'll pee less.
Sagittarius. Ooh. Hello, Sagittarius, the eternal wanderer. Too bad you're going nowhere fast today. Your dreams of new adventures will be dashed when you discover your GPS prefers to take you to the local landfill, you piece of garbage.
Seriously.
Optimism fades when not a single person laughs at your jokes.
Oh.
Because laughter is sparse when you're projecting more nihilism than ha-ha.
Aha! Oh, boy.
Your insistence on staying positive is admirable. Too bad it doesn't pay the bills or change the fact that you're stuck here wasting your grand plans on binge-watching daytime TV.
Mm-hmm.
Your life sucks.
Yeah, for real.
Gosh. All right, help us out. Bring us back.
Pie in the Sky is very, very grateful to receive this amazing donation from Southwoods Elementary School of over 400 boxes of cereal they collected at their cereal drive.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty awesome. But what do you need when you have all that cereal?
Rice Krispies treats?
Oh, perfect answer. Milk.
Oh, yeah, milk. I thought we were making something out of the cereal.
You're actually not a bad idea. So, Malia, if you get butter, maybe we're going to make some Rice Krispie treats. Right.
Krispies
Not a
treats.
bad idea. But yeah, they need some milk donations. So give them a call, 904-217-4863, or I will tag Malia in comments if you have any questions. But yeah, they just want to deliver milk and the cereal to each of their seniors that they're giving breakfast for seniors. I think it's super sweet.
Makes a lot more sense than my answer.
Yeah, right.
Although you still need milk for Rice Krispies treats.
That's true.
too.
You need a little bit. You're right.
So you need, yeah.
Some people do it with the water, but then they get runny. Ugh, not good. Get them some milk, please. Thank you. Hey, remember we talked to Chief Carswell back in December?
Yeah.
Just want to remind everybody the Ron Parker Memorial Ceremony is this Friday, January 10th at 10 a.m. We have Mayor Dylan Rumwell will be there doing a speech, which is pretty awesome. And so, yeah, this is the 50th anniversary of Ron Parker's death. So, yeah, they're going to obviously memorialize and make a really special moment on Old Beach Road.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is an interesting one. The second annual Winter White Ball is coming up Saturday, February 22nd. This is with the Crew of the 13 and the St. Augustine Royal Family. So we've got Pirates and Royals finally coming together.
Okay.
This is interesting, right? This is happening over the St. Francis Barracks Officers Club. Again, the second annual Winter White Ball Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. And the event is by the great St. Augustine Royal Family. We love them over there. Good people.
Yeah. Very cool. Awesome, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate our friends at Magnolia Family Dentistry as well, because they are redefining what it means to visit the dentist in St. Augustine and St. Johns County. Led by Dr. Paulo Rodriguez, Magnolia Family Dentistry, not just about clean teeth. It is about a clean and extraordinary experience from start to finish. From the moment you step through their doors, you're going to be welcomed into a state-of-the-art practice that prioritizes your comfort and your well-being. Experience a difference with Magnolia Family Dentistry, where a healthy smile meets exceptional care. Schedule an appointment today. Very easy. Just call 904-824-0990.
And what looks better than clean teeth than clean hair? So experience a difference at Panache. They've been living the fabulous life since 1987, and they invite you to join their Pamper Party. Their mission is simple. They're there to sprinkle joy from head to heart and one guest at a time. From a chic haircut to a soul-soothing massage, their team is all about pampering you to the max. Check out their comprehensive retail program, too. They've got so many things to choose from. So get posh and go to getpanache.com and get with it, boo.
All right, sir. How are we getting out of here today?
All right. Today we have the most ironic pictures from Humans of Capitalism page that I found. Okay, this is either going to make you laugh or cry. So the first one is, when the phone was tied with the wire, humans were free.
Oh.
Very esoteric. It's kind of true, though. A little bit more free.
I can see it.
Next up, woman donates kidney to a boss, then gets fired for taking too long to recover. I'd ask for my kidney back, right?
Well, I would give my kidney to my boss in my first
I don't know
place.
what that was. Yeah, that was a little
come
weird.
on.
Yeah. Next up, today only, do a silly dance while walking into this convenience store. If we like it, we'll give you $5 off the gas fee.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
$5 off gas. I mean,
I'll take it.
Right.
I'll do the dumbest dance you've ever seen in your life. Which is every time I dance.
Oh my gosh. Okay. When you work for corporate America, they do these little celebrations. So here's one that says, "We did it! 90 million in sales! Celebrate with a cupcake in the break room. Way to go, team." And I'm thinking, okay, only one per, and leave the ones with the swirls for their management or something, right?
Yeah,
Jeez.
right. We did it. 90 million in sales, and you get 30 cents
right
with a cupcake. Give everybody $1,000, damn it.
All right, get ready to feel absolutely stupid.
Okay.
All right, I've watched this chick too. This Chinese influencer made $13 million in a week for promoting products for just 3 seconds. It's like conveyor belt in front of her. She literally is opening up a box, shows the camera, shuts it, and then the next one. It's ridiculous. But she made $13 million? I hope they tax her heavy.
They will. They will.
Right.
But damn it, man.
Right?
I need new jobs.
God. Look at this next one. This dude's just chilling, and the cop is taking the picture of something, I guess, that must have fallen on his car. It was this big, man.
He's posing for the selfie. The cop's like, "Get out of there. This is for insurance purposes, stupid."
Oh, this next one, I have a lot of questions about Louisiana funeral services. So 1-800-CREMATE. Direct cremation starts at $13.90. What is direct cremation, right?
They come to your house and do it.
Yeah, or do they do it in installments? Like, how is that done? Yeah. Interesting. It's actually a cheap price for cremation.
Right? It doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, it's actually more expensive
Can I
now.
prepay for that now?
You should.
For my death?
We should. Let's start that. Can we prepay that? That's good insurance right there.
Right?
Okay, this next one is the insert text, obviously. So this cheddar slap's absolutely different. You know, like when you have the template and like you have to fill in like the words in the template.
Yeah.
Lorium ipsum dolor and cheddar. All right, next up, did you know this? That you can't crease your Jordans. So he's wearing Jordans and he took them off. So he's taking the picture. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like,
people don't. They won't
sneakers.
crease their Jordan. They don't want to crease. They don't want to crease in the Jordans.
But you're still wearing it on a dirty street. Like I'm just saying.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, you know, people who wear Jordans a lot are very irrational people.
True. And my final thing today is really, what are we vacuuming the balcony? Like, how is this? This is very strange. For all
you
we
got to
know-
clean it somehow, right?
Yeah. And is the
Wow.
lady thanking him for the work that he's doing? I'm not quite sure.
Boy, when I went to New York, I was so shocked at how many buildings like were graffitied so high up.
Yeah.
It's like, how do people get up there and graffiti that up there,
And
man?
the ladders and
Yeah, old
craziness.
bank buildings, wild
I
stuff.
know.
Yeah,
Crazy.
wild. All right, good stuff. Thank you,
man.
sir. Thank you to Clay for coming in, Rick for pressing all the buttons, and you guys out there for watching. See you later.
Bye, everybody.